Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of how to analyze and how to play better in Warcraft. Actually, the first episode of that kind of style that we will do now more, I think, in the future or in the upcoming days and weeks. If you have a problem, please post your stuff to Reddit and don't forget to include your replay so that I can actually download it, jump to it, and make it happen to actually give you some thoughts about your play and about everything that you do in game so that you can improve as a player, but also maybe get a deeper understanding of Warcraft. And even though it's an old game, there are still a few unsolved riddles in every player's game, so it's kind of fun to see that. And this is somewhat of an amateur game that is being played here on W3 Arena. HSFL 100 shared, or I actually asked for some help and feedback in that regard, and for that reason I decided to jump into the game, take a look at it, and give him some thoughts so that he can actually jump to this video and figure out what he does wrong or what he does right and what he could actually improve to deal better with the human race. So, this will be a game of HSFL 100 against I.M.Try. I.M.Try is quite a decent human player on W3 Arena. On the other side, Peter Porner might be the AKA of HSFL 100, so we're gonna call him the Peter here. So, Peter against I.M.Try will be played on Terenas stand, a fairly good map for human. And we're gonna take a look at the Undead play here. So it will be the early DK with the late Fiends. I have to say that I don't really like that kind of a build here, the kind of a build order. Maybe I would like to have that Altar of Darkness up front here, so that the traveling distance to your opponent's main base is a little bit faster. Which making it from here to your opponent's main base is, faster is making it from here. But I know what you're trying to do. You want to get a full wall off against somewhat of like maybe Paladin or Mountain King shenanigans. So I see why you're building like that. It's not a biggie, it's not something that changes the whole dynamic of the game. But if you don't have a wall off against the Paladin or something, this can definitely like result in an instant loss. You could have assigned your waypoint to this side so that your DK doesn't have to run around that ziggurat. He picks up the Rod of Necromancy. On the other side we see a Blood Mage coming out with that Acolyte. We're gonna do some fast forwarding to actually see and figure out what's going on. The Blood Mage strat is still kinda new, and I know about it, so he's going to creep with Banish. Wants to get that one up to level 2. He even gets a Priest to get some healing and Dispel against the Skeletons. Nice idea here. I really like what you were doing. That coil could have finished off one of the creeps to deny him that level 2 for quite some time. Of course he didn't do that, but it's not the end of the world. Now he's getting drained. That Banish is being used. There was no more mana for a coil. No, there was a mana for a coil. He killed that Priest, gathers some experience. There's an expansion plan coming. At this point, we're gonna check the main base. He got the resources to actually do that expansion. 400 wood. He's already a little late. Tier 2 is on a good way. We have 2 ziggurats. Now he gets the 3rd ziggurats in the far back to be protected against Zeppelin Harris, which can result either from buying a Zeppelin here or buying a Zeppelin at his hometown or his home turf, because he actually opened that one up already in the early game. So it's not only opening up for the Shredder, but also the nice opportunity to use the Zeppelin later. So I kinda like that ziggurat, even though that leaves your base open. You know, you go up against the Blood Mage, so closing it fully off is not really like something that should be high on your list of priorities. No more mana on the DK. He is still in somewhat of a good shape. 2 Rods of Necromancy. What you could do right now before you start taking is research the backpack upgrade. But this is something that some players do and others don't. So backpack could be a thing that you can use to bring another Rod of Necromancy. You have 1, 2, 3 ghouls. Everything is normal. Looks like the typical kind of build order. So we're gonna start and keep going. Reduce the speed to double speed. He cannot steal that one, but he could try and go for the last hit. He tried that one, but it wasn't successful. DK kinda low. The Fiends should get the kill, but he loses his DK. It's only a level 1 DK, but you really don't want to give experience away for free. Soapy Mask and the Claws of Attack +6. All the footmen are kinda low, so I think there won't be too much aggression in the near future. He needs to regenerate. DK level 1 should be there in a second. So you kinda decide to stay on tier 2 for a while. You don't want to go into that heavy tier 3. I feel like double Slaughterhouse Destroyers with 3 Fiends could work really well against the Blood Mage. But you decide to go for some creeping now, which is kinda the usual standard, because you want to bring your DK up in levels. What you could do as well against the Blood Mage is to get a Naga right now. If you don't want to go for the fast tier 3, just get a Naga at the tavern and pressure your opponent with like another Rod of Necromancy, and put a lot of pressure on that Blood Mage, because as soon as he uses Banish, you cannot attack him, but you can easily attack the Footman. I don't think that there's defend yet, so it would be easy snipes against the Footman, it would be easy snipes against the Blood Mage. The Naga doesn't need mana, it's not like a Dark Ranger that is like kind of somewhat useless if you lose her, and it's also better to have a Naga instead of a Dark Ranger for that push, because you can easily snipe the units. You're still tier 2, you're going for an expansion. I don't think that this is the right plan against the Blood Mage, because the Blood Mage heavily relies on being like a lame kind of strategy, and with lame I mean like Zeppelin drops on your gold mine with Flame Strike later when you reskill him. So something that you don't want to do is that kind of an expansion play to open up even more space for the Blood Mage to use his lame kind of style to put you in a bad spot. So I would like to see you use that Naga to be very aggressive or go for double Slaughterhouse and try to finish the game early. That could result in a loss, because there was a Shredder, and getting like a shitload of lumber will result in a lot of towers, which usually fend off the Destroyer push if it's not executed like all that great. The Acolytes are being transferred somewhere, or did they all die? Yeah, they're actually like 1, 2, 3 of them, 4, 5. Everything died. You was kinda not there when that happened, so this was of course a biggie. Picking up a Zeppelin, you could easily leave him at your main gold mine to just pick up the Acolytes whenever you need it. Invo Potion being used to drain some more mana from the Lich. That expansion is probably not going to fall. He put some pressure on the Blood Mage, and you can see right now how fast this guy needs to get out of there. Just imagine if like he picked up Benaga in the middle, stayed on tier 2 for a long time with Fiends, 2 statues, and even after you have that statues you can easily transition into Meat Wagons and put a lot of pressure on that expansion so that you can easily kill it. Not sure why you are already repairing your gold mine, because it still looks kind of healthy and you are basically on 1 gold mine right now. This one definitely needs some repair. Tier 3 is coming. Tanks will be the choice, because he's upgrading attack as well as defense, gets 2 workshops, and yeah, this is the lame kind of style that you really don't want to face. And this is the reason why picking up a Naga with your early game could still work. Even if you lose your DK there, I think it could have still worked. And then just get like more and more Fiends, or even try to get like a few ghouls, like pull the ghouls so that you have something to deal with the defense footman. But the Naga is also kind of good against the defense footman as long as you have Rot on the field. So Rot will be the key ingredient to deal with that. We have Web Upgrade now, which is kind of too late with that Invis potion use on that Blood Mage. And again, a little too late, of course. It forces you to react super fast with that level 2 Flame Strike. Now 2 Spirit Towers are upgraded that would not have, like... The Spirit Towers do not stop the Blood Mage from entering your base. I'm not sure if you could have like finished the wall off, but against the Invis potion it doesn't really matter all that much, because he can still do the Flame Strike from here. So you decide to do some more creeping, because you're in a very desperate situation right now and there's basically nothing that you can do. You cannot siege, 3 Fiends are idling. At this point I think you already lost the game, because you will never see tier 3. You are kind of forced into a position where the human player got all the strings or all the stuff to his hands. He can kind of decide what kind of a game he wants to play with you. And yeah, he's gathering more and more resources, and this is like, don't go for this late game. Don't open up more ways than you want to have against the Blood Mage, because you can see how much trouble this guy can cause. And now with the tank production slowly kicking in, this is just like the start of a nightmare. It's like 5 barracks tanks. He even goes for that sentry, he goes for a few casters to have like Invis. I'm not sure if they're triple upgraded in attack, let's see. Double upgrade in attack. Zeppelin shenanigans again. Level 2 Flame Strike is quite strong. He could have gotten an a Gargoyle, I have to say. For quite a while. Like, you know that you have that web upgrade, but sometimes a Gargoyle is like even more valuable than have web on your Fiend. So in general, there were a few mistakes that are already pointed out, and I hope it can help you to improve your game here, especially on Terenas stand. But you also don't want to do is like open up that laboratory. Don't creep it. Like, if this is the last remaining camp on the map, then you can creep it, but don't creep it any earlier, because if you creep that one, it will be super easy for him to get like zappers and stuff from your laboratory, and this just causes more trouble than it actually helps you. So don't open up your laboratory, figure out what your opponent is doing, try to push him into like or try to force your game on him, so that he's like reacting to it all the time. And you don't really want to have the kind of game where the human dictates whatever he wants to do, like, and you have to adapt to it, because most of the time if you are adapting to the human, you already find yourself in the backseat or like in an uphill battle that you will probably not be able to win. So Peter or HSFL100, I hope I could help you. I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think about it. Leave me some comments, and besides that, have a good day, enjoy yourself, and yeah, see you next time, guys. Bye bye.